we're going to do a quick review on what the axes are when it comes to aviation. If you're reading, you need to read your Pilot's Handbook of Aeronautical Knowledge, which I like to call the PHAK. Chapter 6, Flight Controls. And again, we're going to review really quickly the axes. All right. So here we have a skewered aircraft, as you can see. And this is going to represent our vertical axis. As you can see, the axis itself, which is the skewer, is vertical. So that is what we're talking about when we talk about the axis. So when we have the vertical axis, they're going to be talking about in your test your actual rotation around that axis. Now, as you can see here, the rotation isn't vertical. The axis is vertical. The rotation actually is like this. So if you were to consider your flight controls, which is what Chapter 6 talks about, that it's going to be controlled by your rudder called yaw. So the vertical axis is going to have the rotation of yaw, as you can see. All right, our next impaled aircraft here is going to be the longitudinal axis. The reason I put this here long, this is how I remember this one. The longitudinal is how long the aircraft is. Right there, from the nose to the tail. Okay, if we talk about rotation, about this axis, we can see that it wants to roll around this axis. So the rotation around the longitudinal axis is going to be the roll. So just imagine it's been impaled this way, the long way. So what direction is it going to go? It is going to roll. How does it roll? It rolls with the ailerons, obviously. Okay. Lastly, and very quickly, our last impaled paper aircraft. Here you can see here, the lateral. I like to think of latitude. You think of the latitude lines on the globe. It's across the wings here. So here's our axis, our lateral axis. And what direction does this go? Well, you can see it's going to want to pitch. So it's going to pitch around with the elevator around the lateral, or like I said, the latitude axis. On your knowledge test, that may ask you which direction is it going to rotate around which axis. First, think about the axis. Is it how long the airplane is with the skewer stick? Is it the vertical, which is easy to remember, it's just up and down? Or is it the lateral across the wings? Once you figure out the axis, then think about what direction the aircraft would rotate around the impaled skewer.